most popular Chinese language learning page on Facebook by searching for CRI Learn Chinese. It's a quick yet fun way to achieve your language goals. Start your free lessons now with unlimited videos, photos, and text tutorials on expressions and Chinese culture. CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page. A world open.
You're listening to China Plus Radio, connecting you with China and the world.
Now the news. I'm Su Yi. President Xi Jinping has encouraged young medics to make greater contributions in fighting the novel coronavirus disease on the front line. He made remarks when answering a letter from members of a medical team sent by Peking University to assist the anti-epidemic battle in Hubei. In their letter, the medics have expressed their determination to continue to fully play their roles in winning the battle. The president has commended them for their fearless contribution to the containment of the virus. Nearly one-third of the medical workers sent to aid Hubei in fighting the epidemic were born in the 1990s. China's value-added industrial output, an important economic indicator, fell 13.5% year-on-year in the first 2 months of 2020. As the novel coronavirus outbreak disrupted factory activities and supply chains. Output by the manufacturing industry went down 15.7%, while the production and supply of electricity, thermal power, gas, and water reported a year-on-year decrease of 7.1%. The National Bureau of Statistics says that while the epidemic has incurred relatively big shocks to economic activities, the impacts are largely short-term, external, and controllable. Monday's data also show other readings of economic indicators suffering heavy blows from the epidemic, which could drag down growth in the first quarter. Fixed asset investment went down 24.5%, while retail sales of consumer goods dropped 20.5% in the January to February period. The NBS says China will adopt stronger macro policies to offset the virus impacts while stimulating business vitality to restore normal economic activities. The number of confirmed cases of novel coronavirus disease has fallen below 10,000 on the Chinese mainland. The National Health Commission says over 9,800 patients are still being treated on the mainland. Spokesperson Mi Feng says the number of severe cases continues to decrease. The commission received reports of 16 new confirmed cases on Sunday, including 4 in Wuhan and 12 imported cases. The World Health Organization says more than 83,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 have been reported outside China as of Monday morning, exceeding the cumulative number of infections in China. The WHO says the global number of COVID-19 cases has reached over 164,000 as of Monday morning, with 6,470 deaths, as the novel coronavirus has now spread to 146 countries and regions. The Chinese government has strengthened quarantine measures to guard against imported infectious diseases. Those who refuse to receive isolated observation or fail to truthfully fill out their health declaration forms at border checkpoints in China could face criminal penalties. An official guideline made public Monday says these include people who are infected with quarantinable infectious diseases or suspected epidemic victims. The guideline listed 6 kinds of behaviors that could constitute the crime of impairing frontier quarantine measures. It targets individuals who spread or risk spreading a quarantinable infectious disease identified by the State Council, including plague, cholera, yellow fever, and COVID-19. China has donated 2,000 fast-test kits for COVID-19 to the Philippines to help the country curb the rise in infected cases. The Chinese embassy to the Philippines says the kits have been widely used in China's battle against the epidemic and proven to be quite effective. The embassy says China is ready to provide more test kits in the coming days. South Korea's central bank cut interest rate to an all-time low of 0.75% Monday. The policy rate fell below 1% for the first time. The rate cut came a day after the U.S. Federal Reserve cut rates to near zero to tackle disruptions caused by coronavirus. French regulators fined Apple $1.2 billion on Monday for striking deals to keep prices high in the biggest ever such sanction by France's competition authority. The agency says Apple and top resellers agreed to align prices with Apple's own pricing for its iPads and some other products. The deals did not concern iPhones. Two major French Apple resellers were also fined $155 million. And that's the news. I'm Sui.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Roundtable, coming to you live from Beijing.
Roundtable.
Connecting China and the world.
We bring you fun and timely discussions about what's affecting our lives everywhere, every day.
Tune in to Roundtable, where the East meets the West, and understanding is the goal.
Insightful analysis, bold comments, friendly debates. Find all that and more on Roundtable, where passion meets in-depth discussion and covers the hottest topics in China.
Hey, hello, and welcome to Roundtable. This is me, Lai Ming, speaking. I'm here sitting in for He Yang. As you know, He Yang's been watching over the show over the past month, as everybody else was on a flexible working hours during the COVID-19 epidemic. Not only was she here for Roundtable every day, but she also had to do other shows as there's a shortage of staff in the office. So it's been a rather intensive month for her, and I, for one, do not believe that her devotion should go unnoticed. So let's applaud her efforts while she's not here to defend herself with modesty. And don't worry, she's fine, and she'll be back before you know it. Now back to business. Today we have a topic on the concept of new infrastructure and how China is betting on this as the new growth point or growth points going forward. It's not the most exciting to go through official statements, but we'll try to make it a little bit of fun while we talk about it. Also, on a more microeconomic level, some employees of the budget hotel chain OYO are taking up live streaming to ask for their unpaid wages. You always worry about a business that scales up so much so quickly. And is there a chance that these employees would get their pay? Or what really is going on here? We'll find out today on Roundtable. As always, it's good to have you with us, our dear listeners, and we value your opinions about the show and the topics we share. So if you have anything to share, then do leave us a comment on Apple Podcast at Roundtable China or on our Easy FM app. To get involved with the show on a deeper level, you can share any voice question with us by sending MP3 recordings to easyfmroundtable@foxmail.com. We'll play that on Roundtable for our Heart to Heart segment. Remember, no question is too stupid. Just shoot them our way. Now on Roundtable, a discussion on new infrastructure